Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fish if you're new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for patiently waiting for me. I know I've been gone for a couple of months, and thank you that you didn't unsubscribe. You were patiently waiting for the girl to come back. I am back. Okay, I'm going to explain in another video, in the next video, why I was away and everything that was going on with me, just like a small young life update. And I think that it's important for me to make it a video because there's some things that I want to talk about that I feel like we all, well, most of us experience, and there's something that we could learn from that. But for today, I am in my Duke and I just did my eyebrows because I'm trying to do my makeup for the first time in God knows how many months. I think the last time I did my makeup was the last time I shot a YouTube video before now. So yeah, so I haven't been doing my makeup at all. Okay, so today I'm gonna be talking about monogamy and polygamy, like you've seen on the title of this video. It is a very interesting topic on my end because I've never really thought about polygamy like in any way because I've never been interested in it. So whenever I see it on TV, like these shows where women are in polygamous marriages, blah blah blah, I just be like, okay, that's got nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna live my life. Like, I don't even have to try and figure it out, like, and understand, like, why do people get in such relationships and what does it mean and the whole dynamics of it. So while I'm doing my makeup, I'm not gonna be saying like what products I'm using and blah 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 because I don't want to be derailed from what I'm trying to talk about because I feel like I need to focus, and if I do both then and also I'm just still trying to figure out like my whole makeup routine from scratch, so I don't really know. So I think maybe with the next video then I will share like the things that I'm using. So for now, it's not a makeup tutorial what, so don't focus on that. Okay, my foundation is finished, so I'm going to try my best to get it out of this thing, and there's not much left in it, so I hope it'll be enough for me to like use on my face. I'll be using a small mirror to see what I'm doing because there's no way I'll see from this far. Okay, anyway, so I never really cared. I was just like, this has nothing to do with me. So until recently I was in a situation that kind of pushed me to have to think about it, and oh my god, I should put a towel because this is not gonna work. Yeah. Okay, so I was saying that like I found myself in a young situation that made me think about it, which was not the first time. Like there was like a guy that I knew that was constantly like telling me that he wants to be with me, but he had a girlfriend. So I was like, what do you mean you want to be with me? You have a girlfriend? And he's like, yeah, you'll be the second wife or what. I was like, boy, fine, no, zero. So then now when I came across it again, I was like, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying to me? Because I'm not about this life. So where do all these men come from, and why do they think that I'm the one? Why do they think that they should say it to me? Like, I feel like you can see what type of person I am. Like, it's very clear what type of person I am and what I'd be into and what I'd not be into. So why? So then I thought that like, okay, this time let me not say hell no and then just move on. Like, I feel like I need to know more information. Like, I need to research because at some point my no is gonna be shaking because I'm gonna be like, hey, maybe let me consider this thing, even though I know that it's not something that I want, but I'm gonna want to consider it because Gafana, I don't even know why I'm saying no. I'm just saying no because I don't want to. and I've never thought of myself in a situation like that. So, you know, so I was like, okay, if I'm gonna say no, I must have a solid no. Like, you've heard of that saying where they say that someone who doesn't stand on anything will fall for anything. Stand on something, you'll fall for anything. Yeah, that one. So I wanted to stand on something firmly with information, you know, with knowing. So then when I thought about it, I was like, okay, I need to do research in terms of like, what is this thing? So I went to Google and I was researching the terms, you know, like polygamy, polyamory, or yeah. I find it hard to pronounce it because it just sounds, my tongue just, but yeah. So there's different terms for when it's someone that is married to multiple people, and then there's a term for a man that has multiple women, wives. Then there's a woman that has multiple husbands. So, you know, I was just getting all those terms correct. I was like, okay, this is what it is. These are the different aspects, whatever. This is the first time I'm gonna be using like this type of foundation brush, because I always used to use like the spongy one, but now I just wanted to try something new. So I hope it's gonna do the pots. Okay. So yeah, so like, what are the different terms? What does it mean? And I was like, okay, cool. And then I tried to research like how, like, you know, people that have experienced that, or like, you know, ask around, because I know of someone that grew up in a polygamous marriage. So I was just asking people, asking women around me, like, would you, you know, consider it, whatever. So a lot of the women that I asked, like, some of them said no, like they wouldn't want to, and the ones that said yes were saying that, like, you know, if the guy has money or whatever, they don't see a problem with it. So from the female side, it was always like financial security, like, at least, you know, I know that I'll be sorted, my children will be sorted, because like obviously you see it on TV, and we know that a lot of the men that are polygamous are men with money. There's no way you can be polygamous with no money, because how do you expect to feed all the children and make sure the wives are good, like, you know? So with the men, it was more of like, I want a big family, you know, I just want to have more than one woman because I can't be with one woman, like, you know, it was just that. And for me, all of these reasons were boring to me, because it was like they were very self-centered. Like, everyone was just thinking for themselves, like, this is what I want from it, this is what I would gain, so that's why I would do it. And for me, necessarily, that's not what love is about. I don't think that love is about me. This is what I want, this is how I want to be satisfied, this is how I, like, you know. So when I looked so sharp, that's like a different story, that's another department. So looking into polygamy specifically, one of the problems that I have with it is the fact that the man is the only one that gets to have multiple people, and those people, so the man is polygamous to the women, and the women are monogamous to him. So for me, that didn't sound fair, because if you're saying that there's benefits to polygamy, and, you know, oh, I mustn't forget to do this thing while I speak. Like, if you're saying that, you know, you want to be polygamous because of 1, 2, 3, the benefits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I feel like you should allow the other people to experience the same thing. Like, if you are getting what you want, someone else must also get what they want. Someone else must also get what you're getting. Like, it's not fair that you get to have another wife on standby if this one is on their period, or this one is pregnant, or, like, you know, something is happening with this one, so you have another wife that you can go to. Like, you've got options, but I don't have options, I just have you. So if I'm on my period, or if I can't do 1, 2, 3, then that's just it. Like, I don't have any other options, I don't have any other place to go. But for you, you can go somewhere else. Do you understand? So that for me was unfair. Like, why are you the only one that gets to do that? Now, I know a lot of people will think that sounds crazy, because what's the point of the whole concept of polygamy if everyone is just gonna have a a partner, like if everyone is going to have more than one partner. And a lot of people would say then just say you're in an open relationship. You can't call it polygamy. And for me, it's like, I believe that what an open relationship is what polygamy was supposed to be. Because I feel like monogamy and polygamy are a state of mind. It's the way that you think about relationships. So for someone that is polygamous, you're believing, I'm assuming, that you can't be with one partner. Like, people are not supposed to be with one person because we can love multiple people at once. Do you understand? So that's a mental state of mind. And even with monogamy, you believe that, you know what, you have one person that you can love for the rest of your life, and that's enough. You see? So with polygamy, the reason why I'm saying that it should be open to all parties in the relationship is because if you're in a mental state of mind where you're thinking, you know what, in this life, we must love more than one person. This thing of loving one person, it doesn't make sense and it's not necessary. We must be allowed to open up our hearts to more people. Why would you not want someone else to do the same? Do you understand? If you believe in it for yourself and you're like, you know what, this is something that's good, this is beneficial in this ways, then why would you not open it up to another person? Do you understand? So that's the part that I feel like is selfish when it comes to polygamy, because, whoa, this one is light. Or is it usually this light? Normally I buy warm honey of a concealer, but then this time it wasn't there, so I was like, okay, let me try medium beige. So I don't know if this is light or this is how it was, because I don't even remember, because I haven't done it in a long time. But I think maybe this one is fine. Let's just see. What was I saying? So yeah, like, why would you deprive someone else of the same opportunity to experience what you're experiencing when you have multiple partners? Do you understand? So the part about it where you're saying no to someone else but yes to you is the part that I don't understand. And it's the part where I would say is selfish. And it's the part where I would say that men are using polygamy for selfish gain, because you don't want what you're experiencing. You don't want someone else to experience what you're experiencing. What's the logic in that? Is that not selfishness? So meaning that your reasons for polygamy are not good. Let me make another example if you're not quite catching it, ne? So you see the people that convert to being vegan, like they were used to eat meat and stuff like that, but now they're like, nope, I don't believe in eating meat and whatever, so they become vegan. So you would say that being vegan is a state of mind. It's how you view food, it's how you view animals and how you feel about them. So you're thinking that, okay, there's benefits of being vegan because they help you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's healthy. So you're like, okay, this is the lifestyle that I want to lead because it's beneficial for me and I feel like it's good for me. And we're not supposed to be eating animals and stuff like that. So I wouldn't want that. So would you then say that you would never advocate for someone else to also go down the path of being vegan? Do you understand that, like, you would never not want someone else to do it because you believe in it? Like, you believe that this is the right way, this is the right thing to do. So why would you say, no, you eat animals, you do what you're doing, that's fine, I'm the only one that's going to do it? Do you understand? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I believe that if you believe in something, if you believe that you should be living a certain life and you should be leading a certain lifestyle, you shouldn't be depriving other people of the same thing. And it's not about male or female, like I'm a man, so that's why I must do it. Why? Who said women don't want the same thing? Who said women don't want to love multiple partners? Why is it reserved only for men? And the minute the woman wants to do it, it's bizarre. And the reason why polyandry, I think they call it polyandry when it's a woman that has multiple husbands. The reason why it's not a common thing, it doesn't exist basically, is because men would never do the things that they make women do. So a man will say, yeah, accept that I want another partner, accept that I want another wife, accept it. But they would never accept it if they were on the other end. Do you understand? So they only want to do things that will benefit them, that will suit them, that will never shift their way of thinking, shift their morals, shift their value as a man, but they would expect women to do the same. They would expect women to do that. And how is that fair? Like, I don't understand. I feel like when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, there's no men and women. When it comes to love, we're supposed to be receiving love all in the same way. Love is supposed to be fair. Love is supposed to be selfless. So if you're coming with selfish mentalities, then is it still love? So that's why I believe that like open relationships are what polygamy was supposed to be. Like, it was supposed to be like that. And if you had to think like, okay, so how is that gonna work in a marriage? Exactly. How is that gonna work in a marriage? You must figure it out. Everyone in the relationship must figure it out. And people that are in open relationships are always talking about you constantly have to reassure the other person. You constantly have to make sure that you're fair in the things that you do. You constantly have to make sure that all your partners understand what's going on, all your partners, and they are also encouraged to have other partners so that there's not one person carrying the weight. That's why I think that polygamy is a state of being okay with someone loving someone else that isn't you. So it's okay with someone loving someone else other than you also. Do you understand? So if you can't accept that someone else is loving someone else besides you, then are you really polygamous? If you want someone else to accept that you love them and other people, then why can't you do the same? Why can't it apply to you also? And that's why I'm saying that I believe that the women that are in polygamous marriages are the real polygamists, because they are open to their husband loving other people beside them. But the husband is monogamous because he can never be open to his wives loving other men because they are not him. Do you understand? So why is it a one-way street? And that's where intention comes in. Like, what is the intention of you being in these marriages? Why are other people deprived of the same experience that you're experiencing when it comes to love? Because you're being loved left, right, and center, but someone else is just loving you alone. If that's not selfishness, then I don't know what is. And I don't subscribe to selfishness. Like, I can never be okay with someone being selfish, because that's what it is. Like, I can't think of any other reason. Relationships are not I. It's we. We have a big family, not I have a big family. I want a big family. It's not I want many wives. I want to love multiple people. It must be we. I want us to love other people. I want us to be open to loving other people. Not I want, me, I want. No. Love is not me. Love is not I. Love is we. So it also even goes down to basics, like how do you view love? How do you view having a wife? Because to me at this point, in polygamous marriages, it looks like having a wife is like having a Ferrari in your garage. You get to say, yeah, I've got 3 Ferraris, I've got 2 Ferraris. Or even I've got a Ferrari, just one Ferrari. Because even in monogamous relationships, men view women as, yo, I made it, I have a wife. There's my wife. But they don't know how to love those wives properly. They're still selfish in their relationships. They're still doing things that only benefit them and not their wives. And now their wives are suffering and they're gaining at the wife's expense. So it's like, how do you view love? How do you view having wives? How do you view having a wife? How do you view having children? Because I feel like if you viewed it in a selfless way, then I don't think that you would be wanting to give that selflessness to more than one person, to be honest, just in my opinion. If you feel like you can be selfless and love people fully, and you can do it to 5 people, 2 people, 3 people, then that's you. Like, I respect you for that. But knowing myself and understanding what selflessness means, I don't think I can do it to more than one person. I don't think I can. So that's why I'm like, let's go back to the basics of, when you're saying you're loving, what do you mean? And please don't tell us about money. Don't say you'll buy them houses, you'll buy them cars, the children will be taken care of, they don't have to worry about that. That's small things. That's the easy part. That's the easiest part. That's the part you're supposed to do anyway. So there's nothing special about that. Being in a relationship with someone is more than that. Being in a relationship with someone is serving them. Being in a relationship with someone is putting their needs before yours. Being in a relationship with someone is constantly trying to understand them, constantly trying to learn them, constantly trying to evolve with them, because they keep changing. They keep changing. So are you going to do that to 5 people? Are you going to do that to 2 people? Are you going to do that to 3 people? Men can't even do it with 1 person. One. So how are you going to do it with 2 and 3? That's why I'm like, we should be viewing what love is. Because you saying that you're going to buy them cars, the children are going to be taken care of, that's a shortcut to me. That's not the whole thing. That's half-assing it. You're half-assing love if you think that if you're doing that, you're doing a good job. No. But then I understand that, like, there's women that feel like that's enough for them. So that's why they wouldn't mind being in those relationships, because it's like, oh, I got my car, I've got my house, my children are going to school, they are fed. What more do I want? I don't need all of that. That paying attention to me, learning me, being with me through sickness and in health. They don't think they need that. So that's why they're going to go with it. And that's fine. That's why I'm like, how do you view love then? If people view love like that, then I'm cool with that. Like, I'm fine with that. But for me who sees love as deeper than that, it's not going to work for me. And that's why I'm like, okay, when I think of going into these relationships, what am I going there for? Because even for the people that are, the women that are already in those relationships, they have a reason why they are there. There's something that they value more than the fullness of love. There's something that they are willing to get over that. Something that they prefer over that. And that's fine. Like, I'm not judging anyone's decisions. I'm just saying, let's think about it. Let's think about what this thing is in its fullness. Let's not take shortcuts, because shortcuts for me, Also saying things like, polygamy has been done for many years. It's been practiced even in the Bible times. It's always been there, bro. It's always been there. So what? There's a lot of things that were done in the past. Women were not allowed to go to school. Women are not allowed to speak in public platforms. They were not allowed to speak in the church. Those things were practiced a long time ago. Does that mean that's what we should be doing now? Women were not supposed to wear pants. Does that mean that's what we're supposed to do now? Does it mean that we must be applying it now? Just because it was happening in the Bible times or a long time ago, just because your great-grandfather did it and your grandfather did it and your father did it, doesn't mean it was right. And that's why we are where we are today in societies, because we try to dismantle a lot of the things that happened in the past, because we realize that those things are not right. A lot of the things were very misogynistic. They were, ruled by the patriarchy. They were controlled by all of those things. And we saw that that doesn't work. That's not viable. That's not fair. That's not humanity. That's not equality. So we're trying to dismantle them, and that's why we're where we are today as a society. So if you're going to say it's been done in the past, so what? So it means that it must continue. So I ultimately don't care. I ultimately don't care about what was happening in the past. Ultimately, I just want us to think about why we want the things that we want. Why do you want to be polygamous? Why do you want to be monogamous? Like, why? What's the real reason? And if the reasons are me, wrong. I even watched a video about, it was, what's her name? Lauren London. Yeah, she had an interview in a podcast, this other lady's podcast, and she was talking about how we're all gonna die. And in that, she was talking about how we shouldn't be possessing people, because the reason why you feel like you're gonna die if someone dies, if someone you're in a relationship with or someone that you're married to dies, is because you're holding on to them. You're not treating them as an experience. So that's where the toxicity of monogamy comes from also, where it's like you're insecure, you're jealous, and you're possessive. That's why you want one partner, because they are mine. I want to keep them. I want to make them mine. They belong to me. They don't belong to you. They don't belong to you. So that's why when you are loving someone, even in a monogamous relationship, you must always have space of freedom. Like, you're secure in your relationship, you're not jealous. I feel like jealous is like a normal feeling for when you're in a relationship. Like, even God, they say, is a jealous God, because when you value something, you don't want it to be everywhere. Do you understand? You want to keep it, you want to hold on to it, you want to cherish it. But then jealousy is wrong when it's possessive and you're not free. Do you understand? So that's why I'm thinking that even with monogamy, like, it must come from a good place. You must be treating this person as an experience and say, you know what, I thank God that he brought you to me and that you're in my life. But I know that even if you had to die one day, or if you had to break up, it's not the end of the world for me. There's still life after that. There's still love after that. I can still love someone else. Do you understand? Even while you're still in my heart, and I believe that, you know what, we had a great time and I loved you so much. But there's life after that. There's love after that. So even, that's why I'm saying that even with monogamy, you can't sit there and be like, yeah, this conversation is not for me because I'm monogamous, I love one person. You can still be loving from the wrong place. Your love can still be selfish, even though you're loving someone else and you're saying, I love this person, they're mine, I'm committed to them. You could still be doing it for selfish reasons. Same as even having children. Like, people just be having children just to say, I have children and my family is complete. But you don't know how to love children properly. You don't know how to let children live their own lives. They have their own lives, they have their own destiny. And parents often, they try to make children their possession in terms of, you must do this, this is the life that you're supposed to lead, you can't be this and this and this and this. Do you understand? That's not loving freely. And that's a toxic reason to have a child, because you want them to live up to whatever you want them to be. So it's not about the child, it's about you. It's not about the wife, it's about you to say, I have a wife, I have a Ferrari in my garage. Do you understand? So that's why I'm saying we must check our intentions and make sure that we're doing things from the right place. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. What am I missing? Oh, I'm supposed to put powder, sorry. Just make sure that it's coming from a good place. And that's why we need to introspect. Do a lot of self-introspection, because a lot of the things that we're doing in relationships are not from a good place. And I don't think I want that. I don't want that I just don't want that for myself. That's why I'm constantly trying to make sure that if I'm gonna be loving someone, and if I'm saying, oh God, give me a husband, it must be coming from a good place. Because why? I want to love selflessly, yes. I'm not saying give me a husband so that I can have someone to drive me around, I can do this. If your reasons are starting with I, if it's me, then they're wrong. I want to be in a selfless marriage where we're always considering one another, we're always thinking for each other, and we're always wanting the best for each other. If I'm thinking the best for myself, then I want the best for you too. If I feel like this is good for me, then I would encourage you to do it. If the woman that you're with say they don't want to have other partners, like they're okay with just you, but you can go off, then that's fine. But at least they were given the opportunity to decide for themselves if it's something they want or not. You can't say no. When you come into this relationship, you must know that I'm the only one that can do ABC. Because it's not a business, it's not a company where its employees, they must understand that in order to work for this company, I must do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, otherwise I'm fired. No. A marriage is built between two people. You both get to decide what happens in the marriage. And it must be beneficial for both of you in the same way. If you're being fulfilled in love, the other person must be fulfilled in love also. So a lot of people don't even know why they want to be in a relationship. And even if they know, their reasons are wrong. Their reasons are very wrong. A lot of men say that they are monogamous, but they cheat. You're always cheating on your partner, always. But you claim to be monogamous. You see, you're not being honest with yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're wasting someone else's time, and you're lying to someone else also, and you're causing them pain because they don't understand why you're acting the way that you're acting, only to find that when now you want multiple people, but you don't want to say that because you feel like you don't have money to marry more than one person, so you'd rather have them as side bites. That's not fair. That's half-assing things. Go all the way. If you say you're monogamous, you're polygamous, go all the way. If you say you're monogamous, don't cheat. Be faithful, because you said you want to love one person, you want to commit to one person. Then do it fully. Don't be part-time polygamous. No part-times. No. Let's be honest with ourselves. And let's not want things at other people's expense. Let's not do that, because that's not fair, and you're gonna account one day why you made the decisions that you made. Oh, okay, I'm almost done. I don't even know if I skipped a step. I'm literally just trying to remember as I go and also still focus on talking, so very tricky. So I feel like for many years it's been happening where people just get married for the sake of saying you're married. Men get married so that they can be respected in society, like, yeah, he has a wife, he has children, he's got a family. But after that, that's it. There's no inside work, there's nothing happening. And when I heard this other girl talk about open relationships, relationships, she was saying how like it's a lot of work, it's a lot of inside work, because you constantly have to dismantle any thoughts of insecurities. You constantly have to, renew your mind constantly, inside job. And these days it's an outside thing. Like, men don't even want to do the inside job. That's why the women are supposed to be the ones doing the inside job and be like, okay, let me not be insecure, let me not be jealous, let me allow, while they do nothing. All they do is throw money, and they have a social status for themselves where they can say, yeah, I'm a man because I have a wife. Now I'm even more of a man because I have 2 wives, 3 wives, meaning I have money, for social gain, social status, what. Okay, now I'm going to apply a highlighter. I feel like there's so much light coming from the camera, so it's not easy to see like the contours via camera. But from where I'm sitting with my mirror, I can see everything coming together. So I hope you guys can also see that it's coming together this side. And I feel like ever since my skin has been good, like there's no breakouts and stuff like that, makeup looks so much better, because all these bumps, the bumps are terrible. Like, makeup doesn't hide them. It doesn't hide them at all, and it just looks worse. Like, it just looks terrible. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to put makeup on for a long time, because I was like, I need to get my skin in check, child, because makeup doesn't look good, and I don't feel good in makeup. Like, I don't feel happy at all. This highlighter, why is it not shining? I want it to shine. So yeah, guys, I feel like in general I'm not judging anyone. Like, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying let's think about it, and let's not allow men to continue in their misogynistic views and their selfishness, because they're the only ones that want to gain from being in relationships with women. Women gain nothing. Women gain his money. Some women don't even gain that money. They are just happy that they have someone they can call a boyfriend, someone they can call a husband. But what is that person doing for you spiritually, emotionally? Are you being loved right? Are you being loved right? I feel like we also forget that marriage is a godly thing. God cares about marriage. God loves marriage. And we're just doing it in our own way because we think that we're not gonna account to God one day about the fact that he gave you a spouse and you didn't fulfill your spouse roles. Basically, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, because that's someone else's life. The same with children. If you're given children, you're given people with a destiny. What did you do with that? Because you're responsible for those people. I'm responsible for my husband. My husband is responsible for me. I am going to be held accountable. That's why even in relationships, we keep each other accountable, because we are one. We are the same thing. I'm you, you are me. The two become one. One of the reasons men also give when they talk about when they're trying to convince their wives to allow them to take a second wife or a third wife, whatever, they're always saying that, like, yeah, someone to help you, help you in the household, help you. And for me, it's like, help with what? You know how people are always saying to people that are homosexual that God didn't create Adam and Steve, God created Adam and Eve. So the same for me too. Like, I feel like it's a fact that when God created Eve, he looked at Adam, he's like, you need a helper, you need someone to help you. And then he sent Eve. He didn't send Eve and Martha and Johanna, and he sent just Eve. So me alone, I'm enough for a man. I'm enough. I don't need anyone else to help me with my husband. I don't need it. So you saying that this person is going to help me is you trying to manipulate me into saying yes, because you're trying to show me how it's beneficial for me, where else it's just beneficial for you. It's just working for you. So no, when I'm saying I am enough, it's because I know that when God felt like a man needed help, he sent one woman. So one woman is enough. Me alone, I'm enough. So no one can tell me that someone is coming to help me. No, I don't need it. Okay, I decided to do the rest of it off camera because I wasn't getting anywhere. Besides, like, I was almost done, so I didn't think it would be that deep. But also, I feel like I've said a lot of the things that I wanted to say. So yeah, which brings me to the end of this video. I hope you guys understood where I'm coming from. I hope you guys are not thinking that I'm trying to tell people what to do with their lives. I'm just saying, let's just think about it, let's just think about it and make sure that our intentions are pure, and make sure that, like, we understand the fullness of relationships and what they require, and make sure that our intentions are in the right place, and make sure that we want to do right by people, because people belong to God. And that's why I keep saying that we're gonna account to God that I had a child, I had a husband, what did you do with that? Like, how did you handle them? How did you handle their lives? Did you encourage them to be better? Did you build them? Did you, so yeah. As for me, I don't, like I said, I'm very monogamous, so I'm not gonna participate in that. But at least I know that, like, now as compared to before, my reasons for monogamy are good, and they're selfless. Like, they are coming from a good place. So even for people that are going into polygamy, make sure that your intentions are at the right place. Like, your reasons are good and they're selfless. So yeah, thank you guys. I feel like I look so cute. When was the last time I looked this cute, yo? Anyways, yeah guys, that's me. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with another video. I will be back with new perspectives, new things to think about. And yeah, for now, follow me on Instagram. Don't follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, like, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. But other than that, see you guys next time. Bye.